2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what these trucks are for.
Are they? I thought they were just to do product placement for our headlines.
Yeah.
Which are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat play game 2 against the New York Knicks tonight, Madison Square Garden.
I could go for a slice right now.
Yeah, a little za, little pizza. Nothing like the bread up here in New York's.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Can you love Italian food but not be a big fan of pasta?
No. What are you? What
makes no sense.
You know what I substitute for pasta every time I eat Italian?
What?
Risotto.
Can I just say something?
I love risotto.
Leroy?
What?
You're a strange creature because you are a foodie. You are a great cook.
Yeah.
You got some weird food takes, dude.
No, but here's the deal.
Weird.
You have so many options. So why not eat what you like?
Little side job, baby.
Eat what you like.
But you don't like pasta? What do you like pasta?
You don't like pasta.
I'll eat like some lasagna. I like the little gnocchi. I like those.
I like those.
Yeah. But I mostly get if I get veal parm or chicken parm, I ask them if they have risotto. Love risotto. And then there's one place I go to, they have lobster and shrimp risotto.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Delicious.
I've never seen this man that's happy before.
Lobster
Make sure you clip that.
and cheese. It's lobster with cheese risotto and shrimp.
Wow.
They go, do you want? Because they
Sound
throw
like me after a heat win.
they throw in pasta for everything,
Man.
right? I don't want the pasta. I don't want the filler. I want the main, what I'm paying for, to be the feature. I don't want the filler. That's like when they come, you go to a restaurant and they give you all this bread. Nope. No bread. I don't eat any bread. Why?
Because if I'm going to an
I want
Italian
the
restaurant,
food.
babe, I'm going all out. I want to be a sloth.
Here. And don't try to trick me with your salad. Get the hell out of here.
Try to trick you with the salad.
What about a
little
wedge of lettuce?
No.
Sounds like Vlad.
No, you know what the wedge of lettuce is? That's Amber's move.
Well, listen, now
She goes, I'll take a lettuce wedge, and we get 20 wings, and then we go to the bathroom and come back, and there's only 8 wings left.
Amber will.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna get
her.
She would get some like buff, something like wrapped in a lettuce, right? But then, it's all of a sudden our apps get delivered. She's a vulture.
Yes. I've never seen a person who doesn't want chicken wings eat more chicken wings at a city.
Well, now you know, Vlad. All you got to do is get some risotto. You're good, dude.
There you go.
Risotto.
That's what you're getting.
Delicious.
Delicious. You'll make him so happy.
Every
Who's got the best risotto you've had?
That.
No,
it's called Vignettos.
I don't know what that is.
There's 2 places, one in Weston, one in Plantation. But it's lobster shrimp risotto.
Guy says Leroy will never be as excited about the heat as he is about food.
Yes, I am. That's not true.
You love food, dude.
You
love food.
Where am I from, dude?
New Orleans.
Dude.
What?
Look, I'm here. This is all you need to know about food habits in New Orleans. I'm the smallest person in my family, women included.
Can you give us a weather update from the DeMesman and Dover law
I
firm?
sure can.
YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
I can see it from here. It is a slight cloud dust up. Nothing serious. Those high, what do they call? Oculus clouds. The real high ones.
Oh, dude.
That aren't rain. I might have got the name wrong.
You're asking us.
Right?
You're the weatherman here.
The wind is coming out of the west because the planes are going from left to right.
Yep.
And it's not very strong because the planes are flying really, really low to land.
I see that.
Really,
It
really
was kind
low.
of like, it was not.
So I would say 5 to 10 miles an hour.
It was beautiful this morning.
Beautiful.
It was
Last couple of
65
mornings.
this morning.
See how slow the planes are going? See how low they are?
Yes, sir.
They're so low because it's not very windy.
You know
So
what we call that a flow rider.
Oh my God. -1. Quickly.
-1.
Quick. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now.
I couldn't hit
Do-
that any quicker, boy.
The way this dude has been commenting today, You just keep your finger ready.
Oh my God.
We might have to give you a couple of preempted -1s because I could tell when you thinking. Like we can see when Tobin's thinking crazy. Just go ahead on and fire it off because like to try to subdue him.
Texter writes in, Tobin, did you hear your shout out from Stu Gatz in the weekend observations? I did not. Did anybody hear that? No,
I did not.
I did not hear Stu's weekend observations yesterday, but I'll check it out. I'll see what he said. Tell me if it was good or bad. Want to get to this. Mike McDaniel. Draft weekend. Dolphins did 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yet to have a first round pick, Mike McDaniel, in his first 2 years. Kind of weird.
Wait. If I said you could have a first round pick or Tyreek Hill, or you could have a first round pick or Bradley Chubb.
I got to be honest with you, just for Tyreek Hill, you could take all of the first round picks for my entire coaching tenure.
Right.
I love him.
Right.
He's so fast.
So fast.
He's so fast.
But think about this. Not for nothing. For a long time, we have been on Chris Grier.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like things are shaping up really good.
I think so. Do you have that on Chris Grier on the line, Vlad? This was Chris Grier because people are worried. They're like, hey, now they took a tackle last pick from Michigan. You know anything about this dude? Hayes, I think was his name.
All I know is he's probably a good run blocker because they did run for like 270 yards a game.
Give me the scoop.
But even with that, I would say he could be a candidate to move to guard, right? Simply because of pass blocking. I don't know how good he is a pass blocker.
See, do some snooping. See how if this kid's any good or if he's got cement feet. Ryan Hayes, 6'6".
How much?
298.
Yeah, he's a tackle. He's not gonna play guard. If he gets up to he could play right guard, but not left guard. Left guard is usually your small guard that pulls.
Gonna need you to do some Wolverine snooping around.
I'll do some.
Do some snooping around.
I'll do some
Ryan
snooping.
Hayes. But people are like, Now this, to be fair, this was after the second and third picks. So this is what Chris Grier had to say about people's concerns about the O-line and tight end.
I told you
position.
how the O-line works.
When we do our board, we go through it, and there were a lot of good players that were picked too, ahead of us. So we look at every position, we go through it. I think you guys are probably more worried than we are, in terms of, at the position depth at those spots you talked about. But at the end of the day, we added a good football player. We're happy. And like we said, the draft, it doesn't end with the draft. There's still, guys we're talking to and free agency on the streets. And so we're still working through it, and we'll keep adding the players that think fit for us.
Hey, man, I'm not a big fan of street meat, right? I'm going to just put it out there.
Whoa.
I mean, to say you're going to build your team with.
Hey, it's a Bill. He's just like, hey, it's not over yet. Not everything.
No, I get it. But look,
I think everybody was
here's what I like. I appreciate this team taking the best player available so you can get at your spot a good player, the best player available versus saying we need offensive linemen or we need this, and then you end up with a player that probably shouldn't be picked.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I think if you went to this draft and you were asking people like, hey, what are the things that the Dolphins aren't going to draft? Wide receiver, cornerback. And like when they used their second round pick on a corner, everybody's like, what? That's kind of weird. But I don't know. Maybe the kid's going to be awesome. And not only that, like, dude, we saw it. You lose a cornerback. If you lose one during the season, whew,
let me tell you,
tough.
Let me tell you,
how lucky they got with Kader Kohu last year.
You know how lucky they got? They didn't have to play Noah Igbenogany.
Right, they had this guy.
What is he? Is he 19 yet? Like he's like 22 years old. He's been in the league for 8 years.
Let's see.
He's not very old.
He's 23.
He's 23, but this is his third year.
This is his fifth year. No, this is fourth year.
Fourth year. He's 23. So, do you have? And my question is this: is there a level of patience that you have to have because you drafted him so early and he's so young?
I mean, the only thing,
or are you just expecting a guy that was drafted when he was 20 to just pan out already? He's 20.
I would say this: we're gonna know very soon based on Vic Fangio, right? Because like basically he's had the same defensive staff his whole career because it was Flo, who apparently like surprisingly cooled on him very fast.
On Noah?
On Noah.
Yeah.
And then you had Boyer, who was basically Flo's defensive coordinator. So you kind of kept it over. So nobody had trust in this kid. So if Fangs, if you can't be part of the Fang gang, then I don't know what to tell you.
But it just seems like you drafted him and you knew he was extremely young. So that means that if you do that, if you go there, you have to have a level of patience that nobody else is willing to have because you understand the situation more than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, they're not going to pick up his fifth-year option. Like, let's be real about it.
Why not?
Why? Don't play.
I mean, we don't know yet. Do they have to do it before this year? Or
I think today is the deadline, or yesterday.
Oh no, they ain't picking it up.
They ain't picking that up.
They ain't picking it up.
And then with their first pick, they take a corner. Like, Leroy, I don't think that spells a lot of confidence in the young man. That's what I would.
I mean, here's as an NFL player, here's what you have to get over. Right? Every draft, you don't have any idea who they're going to draft. Sometimes they draft guys because it's the best player available. Sometimes they draft them because it's a need. You as a player don't know. But if you are threatened every time somebody drafts your position, then you shouldn't be in the NFL anyway. You have to go about business as usual. You have to go about doing your job. You have to go about preparing for your season. And that way, when it gets down to it, you're still going to have to compete for a job.
Right.
And so if you're worried about competing for a job just because they brought somebody in, then you never were going to get that job anyway.
He's the only thing is like you're talking about a guy. He's been inactive more than active his career. It's not like he doesn't play.
I've been critical of that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a first round skill position that was inactive as much. Think about this. I was Cleveland's first pick. I was never in my life a healthy scratch. Ever. Ever. So,
Ever?
and I wasn't
Wait, ever?
Ever.
Oh.
So when you're talking about a guy who was a first round pick with hurt players at his position, and he's still a healthy scratch.
Yep.
I don't know if it's, look, here's the one thing about having a new coach. Everybody gets new life because regardless of what the team thinks, Vic Fangio is going to come in there and say, I don't know none of you guys. So whatever I see, I'm going to go by what I see. And it's going to give everybody a new lease on life. And maybe it'll do that for Noah.
Maybe.
And maybe, but again, we're asking a guy that they drafted, 19?
He went 30.
No, he was 19 or 20 years old.
Oh, he was 20.
He was 20. He was 20 years old. And you draft him in the NFL, you got to have a level of patience with him. Now, a lot of people would think at that point in time, you probably thought that he would be ahead of the game. So if he would have waited another year and he was 21, you got the jump on him.
We were talking a couple of breaks ago because of Jordan Love. They extended him a year to basically they obviously had to pick up his option, and then they just basically gave him a
22
little extension. And I was telling you, I was like, the only time I really remember that happening was with Devontae Parker.
Right.
People pretty rats off a ship on Devontae Parker going into that fourth year.
Right.
I mean, and they basically gave him like that kind of deal where they can get off scot-free. Now, that fourth year, he was amazing. Devontae always had hamstring injuries. It's not like they scratched him ever. So, again, I don't know how much faith you have in it. Maybe they tracked, and with them taking Cam Smith, from South Carolina, I would say between him, Kohu, Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, I don't know how much. I don't know how much he's going to be.
You got three guys who you absolutely know are going to be out there. Safety, Holland, Javon Holland, Ramsey, and X.
Yep.
So a lot of times with football nowadays, though, a lot of nickel, a lot of dime. You can get away with that if you have an excellent pass rush. And so they're probably going to use more defensive backs than usual. So maybe that gives him a new lease on life. But I don't know, because I don't know what he needs to do to get on the field.
Mhm.
Only he knows that, and the team has let him know. So if he takes that leap if he takes that leap in his 4th year, right? Basically, it would have been his 2nd or 3rd year in normal circumstances
Because of age.
because of age. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of being really, really young in a grown man sport, because think about it. He's playing in Tom Brady's first year. He wasn't even born yet.
Hmm.
Think about that. So Tom Brady's first year, Noah wasn't born, and now he's playing against Tom Brady.
Before we hit the break, can you get Mike McDaniel? As I said, he has not had a first-round pick yet, although they have traded for stars. But he was Chris Grier was asked about the idea about will they do that for a 2024 possible trade, and this is what he had to say.
Yes, I think so. Mike hasn't had a first round pick selection yet, so I think
But I'll be ready year 3.
He's funny.
Yo, Chris Grier sounds like a very confident, comfortable man right now.
He's
He
always
does.
been that, though.
Yeah,
But like there's a little comfort in his comfort.
I
in
get
his
you.
comfortable-
Somebody texted in. I'm not going to say the entire term, but he says that Chris Grier is arrogant with zero reason to be arrogant.
That's not true.
See, I don't
Here.
think that. I don't think he has zero reasons to be arrogant. I think he has many reasons to be arrogant.
I think Chris Grier
Here's-
believes he has a good team.
Right.
That's what I
But
believe.
here's the deal. If you don't go into what you do with confidence and with conviction that you're doing the right thing, how the hell you expect anybody else to? And I would say this about organizations. If you don't have patience with your players, don't expect your fans to have patience with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens a lot with bad organizations. They change coaches, they change players, they do all these things, and then they want the fans to show support. Why? You don't.
I think for him, after the Tua draft and everything that went on with Deshaun Watson, people were very low on him. I think his draft, not last year, but the year before that, where he got Waddle and JP and Javon Holland, that's a very good draft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Mhm.
you're talking about 3 home runs, it seems
Right.
like. So he definitely bounced back off a draft that had a lot of questions with the Noah pick, with Austin Jackson, we're still not sure of. And then you know what will get people on your side? Trading for stars.
That'll get you on his side.
Dude, there was I swear, you know what? I'll tell you about we gotta go to break. There was a rumor I saw on Twitter yesterday with the Dolphins,
Oh yeah.
which no credibility, but I don't care.
I
I don't care.
I
Back after
saw
this.